Alright, let's do this. Yeah. I'm mumbling again, and I don't know why. I mumbled through last one. And it was definitely talking about something that I'm very passionate about. I guess it's because I know a lot of people were like, where gaming was concerned, is like, I saw this coming, it was in his drawings, and he actually drew scenes, and it's like going, I didn't make the correlation. And if you did, why'd you keep your mouth shut? Completely blindsided me. Like I said, I met him years and years ago. Many years ago. I'm trying to think if he actually started Sandman then, or whether he was just working for the majors. Or he went independent. I don't remember. Can't even remember whether American Gods was first or not. But yeah, he did American Gods. I don't know if you can hear it, but I mean, literally, like now, every day, it's just getting progressively worse. It's definitely not getting better. I'm gonna let the cold and heat of the muffler like do its thing for a bit, and then I might see if I can like use muffler tape or something like that. I do not want to do another muffler thing. It's probably one of the reasons why I feel like I was mumbling again. Because I think I was just talking. And I have a low voice, and I know it. It was. It's like when I first started being a streamer, and I watched a lot of VTubers, and a lot of them were using voice changers and whatnots. And actually did voices. One of the big voices that came through. I hope I can say her name. I'm going to do it because it was Snuppy. Snuppy had this squeaky voice. That she was doing, and then she was like going, I'm just going to use my real voice because, it's kind of a strain to continuously do this voice that she was doing. And all of a sudden she just did her regular voice, and I was like going, wow, what a sultry, sexy voice. And she of course hates it, like everybody. But I thought it was kind of interesting that she went from her, the squeaky voice. My regular speaking voice I use all the time, which it is how I got the nickname Mumbles from this is a really old throwback because I was very young when I was called it. Dustin Hoffman played Mumbles in Dick Tracy, and that's where it came from. I'll say the movie. Make me sound younger. But yeah, there was a bunch of people who called me Mumbles because that's all I used to do is just mumble everything. But that's my regular speaking voice. That is how I talk always. I had somebody tell me that I have that old transatlantic radio voice. Like, hey, hey, cool cats, we're going to be doing this. And that's a voice. My actual speaking voice is it's me mumbling. One of the major changes in the way I speak, even now, even though I slip into my normal voice every now and again, which I apologize for, but I kind of forget that I'm not talking to somebody directly. I'm talking to my phone, or just talking to myself. Because if I'm talking to myself, I can mumble it. But yeah, the last video was a little difficult to listen to. Just a little difficult to listen to, and I apologize for that. But yeah, when I started out and I was hearing everybody doing all these different things, and I was like, I do some voices, I am a child of the 80s, so apologize for it. I think that the last loud noises was a very important one because I talked about bullies and I don't even want to mention what they really are because in all actuality they're bullies. They're a person in power that uses their power to manipulate and coerce and take from people and giving them no way out of it. And it's sad, and it's I'm becoming very desensitized to it, which I fucking don't wish I don't want to be desensitized to it. I want to be always outraged. Especially the victim fucking blaming. I fucking hate that shit. And they seem to always like latch on to the ones that are actually, kind of doing it for the wrong reasons. Where the assaulter, because of their gender, uses that as a weapon. I don't like the fact that it's one of the things in the Me Too movement that I really hate because instead of helping to protect victims, what they're doing is they're turning the assaulters into victims. Personally had stopped my campaign of bullying the bullies. One of the main reasons that I stopped doing that freaking nonsense is because I don't want to make victims out of people who are the assaulters or the assailants. I know it is a method, that our incoming president has used. Because they feel like they're being persecuted, and they use that whole victim mentality when they're the assaulters. They're the awful person. Never do I want. I don't want to condone their actions. I don't want to make it seem like it was right. I just want to get them to stop making new victims. Things that here we are. This is things with Neil Gaiman started like last year. It's like no, all through the Me Too movement, these women were victimized. And it's like why aren't we focusing on that? Change that it happened. People are awful people. We can't change that it happened. But we can repair it. We can force them to do recompense. And if they do it unwillingly, then they gotta make their own recompense. To use Neil Gaiman's own freaking comics against them, they got to get right with their God. Because they got to first admit that what they did was wrong, and then do what they can to fix it. And if they're forced to fix it, no matter how much they think that they're a victim of this whole thing, if they're forced to fix it, they still have to finally acknowledge that what they did was wrong. And they have to do their own repairs. Otherwise, I'm not going to forgive them. I don't care what the courts do. That's just being an asshole because you got caught. Throwing money at the problem is not the solution. Even if you threw money at somebody so that they could get counseling, that's not the solution. The solution is going to be a lot harder, especially if it went on for a long time, and even if it stopped and it's taken now until the light of day can shine on it. It's more work. It's more work, not less. And I'm not going to tell people, because I've always been told, forgiveness is for yourself, not for them. Forgiveness is for your own peace, not for them. It's like maybe we don't need the peace. Maybe we don't need to be the eternal in that cycle of being victimized, and maybe we don't need that. Maybe we need to hold on to the anger, to the frustration, until the cycle stops. We need to get those people out of our fucking lives. Definitely not hero worshiping. last 3 weeks, I'll be like going, yep, that's me. Completely shutting it all out. And I want to shut it all out until I can't ignore it anymore. Which I know will be like freaking the 20th of January. Maybe the 21st. But I'm going to try to hold off as long as I can. You guys are going to get to bear witness to that. I'm going to talk about it anything but. I'm not going to want to know. And unless you feel that I really need to know, I don't want to force your hand thinking that you have to not be yourself. And if that's who you feel you are right now, go for it. I beg and beg and beg for freaking comments, so I'm not going to say don't comment. But I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to know. I'm not going to know how to respond to any of the craziness until I get back into the cycle, until I get back into seeing what is done. Because I need a fucking sanity break. And even though there was another president, the sanity break freaking did not end. I did not get a sanity break for 4 years, like I was actually hoping for. In fact, I feel it was worse. It is one of the major reasons I wish Kamala won by a landslide. Because anything short of a landslide, anything short of America saying we will not put up with this bullshit anymore, anything short of that, it will have more and more of it. In fact, with the way the president-elect handled his campaign, it was literally like he was trying to lose. Like, what insanity, what craziness can they put forward so that people would just basically distance themselves enough from him that he would lose this? And he knew that he had a big contingency of people that would still vote for him. So if it's close, he can ride that for 4 years. God damn, that would have been worse. I know it sounds like it would be worse since we're giving him the keys to the kingdom, but these past 4 years of him friggin' saying how it was rigged and friggin' Democrats are a bunch of cheaters, just absolutely unfounded, uncalled for. Instead of trying to work and build the country together. Together, just basically just going after it and tearing it apart, and not only tearing it apart, but blaming that on the Democrats, the fact that we're divided. What the fuck? I can't stand it. I really can't. Yeah, I am. Like I said, I'm doing a freaking media blackout. So even friggin' crazy stuff that happens, even if he friggin' suffers a stroke and dies, I don't even want to know. even if all of a sudden, in the midst of all of this craziness, the Supreme Court, Congress, everything that the Republicans control, all of a sudden just basically gains a moment of sanity and freaking, like, don't do anything. Start helping to freaking rebuild this country and take care of it. I just read about freaking Florida, freaking after asking for all that money, saying like, no, we can't help out California. Bitch, please. You just got money that you freaking voted against, and you're going to freaking say no to fucking California? Bitch, fucking please. How about you pay that money that you freaking got? Give that to fucking California instead. That's right. You're a state that doesn't earn. You're not an earning state. You're a debt state. You're a freaking welfare state. Just like every other red state. Sorry, I don't want you to talk. Like I said, I can get caught in this fucking loop like every single fucking time. So, as always, I hope I was better today. I hope. I can only hope. I can only hope that I was louder. Now that I have the car shut off and you don't hear the muffler, you guys can hear me. Why are you leaning so much? Cool beans. Comments below. Like I always say, it doesn't have to be cool beans, but I beg for the comments. And like I said, even though I'm doing media blackout, you don't necessarily have to do the media blackout with me. And if you want to comment political crap, more power to you. I'm going to probably respond with, thank you for the comment, but I have no idea. I'm not looking into it, and I have no idea. I'm going to see how long I can make it last. It is an amazing thing of how much freaking news and stuff like that I get, even like not called for or not asked for. But we'll find out. I hope you're doing really well. You are everything to me. You make this all worthwhile, and I'm serious. I know that somebody was telling me like to not be political, but you know what? I'm going. Media blackout will definitely try. We will definitely try to do that. But for the most part, I'm just going. It's everything's off the top of my head, so I can't really say that I won't do it. I will definitely try because it was asked for. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. All right? And as always, take care.